Hi and welcome to the second video of Module 3. In this video, we're going to talk about telling a powerful visual solution story. In this week's first reading, the Solutions Journalism Network hosted a Twitter chat to ask two experts, Yosef Omar, co-founder of #OurStories, and Marcio Pimenta, a freelance photographer, how to tell a powerful visual solution story. Journalist Mira Vijay Ann advises reporting a solutions-focused story requires time, resources, and often a lot of patience. But a good story doesn't always need words. Images can supplement and strengthen good reportage. Here are 5 simple ways to tell a powerful visual solution story. First, be willing to learn and unlearn. Photography offers journalists immense potential to learn and challenge what they know about the world. Pimenta says that it's important to remember that communities often face limited choices and tend to find solutions to problems with the information they have at their disposal. Plan a storyboard before you report a story. Storyboarding your ideas helps writers report the story successfully. Omar says that although there's no social video formula for viral success, focusing on delivering a clear message in the first 3 seconds of your social video helps capture a reader or viewer's attention. Keep it real. Don't be afraid to shoot live. It's immediate, real, and raw, says Yosef Omar. Live videos and photos help capture moments as they happen. Most photographers lose that opportunity to get a good footage because they worry about getting the perfect shot. Use new tools to creatively document your stories. There are hundreds of apps and online web tools that help photographers creatively document and tell their stories. Check out which tools Yosef Omar recommends. Be empathetic to your subjects. Good journalism is built on trust. Without it, the story suffers. Marcio Pimenta says that journalists should spend most of their time talking to their subjects and establishing trust with the communities that they are covering. The story, he says, belongs to them. Photography is an extraordinarily intimate practice, and he advises amateur photographers to focus on the person, not just the technique. And transparency is the focus of this week's second reading. Transparency in journalism is about answering audiences' questions, both asked and unasked, by Joy Mayer of Trusting News. Mayer writes, the calls for transparency in journalism aren't new, but they are getting more frequent and insistent. It can be tough, though, for journalists to picture what transparency should look like day to day. Beyond your about page and your ethics policies, how can you make pulling back the curtain part of your day-to-day work? Mayer explores some best practices and recommends asking yourself these questions. Start with anticipated questions. Fundamentally, transparency elements are designed to tell your audience what you want them to know. Your process, your people, your motivation, your ethics, and your values. A good way to kickstart transparency effort is to make a list of what your audience members have asked you to explain and what you wish they understood. Anticipate what about a story your users might misassume, what might you take for granted that they might not understand at all. Mayer includes an example of why are we doing this story in KCRG's Threats at Schools, When to Report. Secondly, how are we doing this story? The Tennessean on who they talk to for a project is a good example of description structuring. The Sarasota Herald-Tribune, on filing more than 150 record requests, is a good example of what else you should know. The Herald-Tribune showed how public records were used and why that's important. Mayer tells us you don't have to ask those questions for every story. Just for coverage that really matters, pick one of these questions and figure out how to answer it. Next week in Module 4 of Solutions Journalism, New Ways of Elevating Your Reporting and Engaging Audiences, we'll be wrapping things up with building solutions journalism into your workflow. Our guest speaker, Swati Sanjal Tarafdar, a Solutions Journalism Network Lead Fellow and accredited instructor, will unpack for us what a solutions journalism whisperer is and the 3 phases of a solutions journalism workstream: planning, execution, and processing the story. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the forums.